What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 5th day of August, and here we are at about $3.05, just above there, actually. 21 hours, 39 minutes left in the day. We had a nice, another nice day to the upside there. 4% up, 6% up the day before. We do have a lower high in this. Whoop, that was not how I meant to draw it. Why is it doing that? Lower high and lower lows in this range. We are still in a downtrend, but overall, it's almost like we've got a bull flag going on, right? I think that it's bullish structure to consolidate to the downside after a nice move up like this. Well, that's just my perspective. If we're looking at this from, should we take that high? Let's take this low to high here. Low to high here. We have closed below the 382, closed back above it, and seen some bullish follow-through continuation going into yesterday. Hopefully we do continue to close above this 382. We can close red today. It's not a big deal, but if we can close above 285.5, or I guess $2.855, that would be ideal. We can wick below there. That wouldn't necessarily be what I'd want to see, but as long as we're closing above the 382, I don't have a problem with that, right? $2.85.5, $3.05 now. The goal would be to close above the 236, $3.14. Typically, whenever you interact with the 382, I don't know why my phone keeps doing that. The camera keeps like dropping. Whenever you hit the 382 or lower, and then you come back up and close above the 236, that's typically a sign that you're ready to go. And go you will. XRP only knows one pace whenever it moves, and whenever it moves very fast. So whenever you decide to do that, I think that would be at about a price of $3.14, not wicking above there. Just because you see the price go up to 314 or 324, if it comes back down and closes down below the 236, that doesn't count. When you have a day that closes above that level there, that's when it's time to move up. Okay, that's when it's time. It could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be next week. Nobody knows, but we'll know soon enough. Okay. Looking at it here again, just very impressed with this reaction off the 382. Not ideal to close below it, but the reaction, the aftermath, good, very good. Now, you are at prior areas of support, finding resistance here, right? Both on a closing and wicking level. And kind of in an area of turbulence here. You could go lower. Ideally, you just don't go below $2.85.5, right? $2.85.5. High to low here, getting above the 382. Nice. Okay, so kind of in a reverse fashion here. You closed above the 382 yesterday. A good goal today would be to not close below this 382. Is it detrimental if you do? No. You could move down to 292 and then come back up from there, right? Going to the 382 like this, coming down to 236, and then moving up to the golden ratio. It's a very common thing, actually. Very, very common thing indeed. But it would look really nice, I think, especially because you closed yesterday above this 382. If you could continue to close above $3.052, that'd be bullish. I think that would not be anything that I'd be upset with, and likely would promote continuation of the golden ratio. Now, XRP, typically what I would expect is that something like this, a retracement like this, I'd expect that you come up, find resistance, come down, come up, find resistance, find support, and then you're breaking out once you get above your 886 level here. Then you're moving at that fast pace. But with XRP, this thing could just rip, man. If it wants to start moving, it really could just rip. Let's look at the short-term indicators and see what we're doing here. I'm anticipating that we'll move down to start this day. I mean, we already have a little bit, but I think that we're going to move down a little bit more. Let's look at our 1 hour time frame, and then we'll come back out here. Okay, back at that idea that I just left off. So 1 hour time frame here, bearish engulfing candle at the top. Not necessarily the best look, but you've had some bearish candles throughout this stuff, and then you've been moving up anyways, right? Very bearish candle there, moved up, right? Bearish candle there, bearish hammer, then you moved down a little bit in all fairness, but then you moved up. Bearish engulfing candle at the top is a bit of a bearish signal. Bearish divergence as well, lower highs, lower lows. Stochastics have been overbought for a while. MACD starting to wane. Yeah, come down a little bit. How much are you going to go down? I don't know. Again, you could go below $3.05, but I think it would be nice if you held prices above $3.05. Perhaps what you do, and when I say held prices above $3.05, is closing on a daily basis. You can go below $3.05, but just close above it. That would be nice. If you close below it, it's not the end of the world. $2.85.5 is what we want to maintain as far as daily closes go. But it would just be more ideal to close above $3.05. Was it $3? Let's just say $3.06 to be on the safe side, okay? From here, I would anticipate you go to the 382, 1 hour time frame. So hopefully early on in the day, or at least midway through the day, you get there, and then coming up to the end of the day, you come back up to close again above $3.05, something like that. And, you know, a little bit of a dip and then a rip, something like that would be nice to see. That'd be my expectation. Looking at the 1 hour RSI, again, bearish, stochastics bearish, MACD bearish. Yeah, a little bit lower. And typically in these kind of situations, you do go to the 382. Could you find support at the 236? Sure. $3.01 right there, the 236? Sure. Yeah, you could absolutely find support right there. Time will tell though. $3.01, $2.95, you're at $3.05 now. Not that dramatic, right? 4 hour time frame here. Rejecting the overbought zone, not a good look. If you're not moving down too much, I don't think you'll reject the zero. So really, your 4 hour RSI looks like it's getting shaped up to cross above the zero. Hopefully, this doesn't turn into a multi-day drawn out like lull to the downside. Because if it does, we're going to reject this. That would actually be a very bad signal. What we're looking for here is a quick turnaround in the RSI. We want to bounce off the 50 or the 60, at the worst the 40, but hopefully not even that. What we're looking for in the stochastics is also the same kind of thing, bouncing off the 50, not getting into the oversold zone. If we do get into the oversold zone, that's fine, but we would likely relinquish that $3.05 area and then come back down, which again is also fine because going from your high to low here, going from the 382 to 236 is very common stuff. So, you know, 292 could be the area that we ultimately go to for support. I just wouldn't like to see us close below $2.85.5. That's the one thing that I wouldn't like to see. 292 could very much serve as an area to find support, okay? Be aware of that. I actually really do like the idea of going down to 292. Yeah, because that makes a lot of sense. 295 at the 382. You could wick below that and then close. Yeah, that's actually very common. So 292, we're at 304. I actually think that's where we're going to go through 292. On the dot, man, $2.92. Whenever it comes to moving higher, which could be any day now, any week now, could be this week, from a high to, I mean, we got 6 days left in this week, essentially. High to low, the expectation would be from here, $3.04, that we move up to anything and everything in between the 2618 and the 3113, the money zone, as I like to call it, right? These are the deeper extensions. You typically do see deeper extensions with smaller retracements like this. When I say small retracements, that's actually a very big retracement, $3.40 to $1.70. That's actually a very big retracement, but from a macro perspective, it is rather small. And I think that on the macro perspective, we're going all the way up to the 1886, 200 area, something like that, which is also in line with the 1414 of this high to low here. This one. And I would even say that that fib is actually more significant than this fib. So something just above the 1414 is what I would expect. Just above it like that, we're right in that same kind of target area. 1350 to 1630, 1640. That's the target area. Sometime in September is my guess. I can be wrong. I've been wrong before, but that's my expectation. I've got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. While we're on the weekly time frame, I will say 5 days, 22 hours left in this week. It'd be very nice to close green this week. Okay, you rejected the overbought zone, which is not nice. Bouncing off the 60 though, as an answer to that, very nice. Very, very nice, right? Just like here, you got out of the oversold zone, that's great, but then you rejected the 40, not nice. To the reverse effect, getting out of the overbought zone, not nice, but then bouncing off the 60, good, good, good. So do that. And I think you will. You've got prior areas of resistance you're finding support at, but you will only bounce, you'll only give the appearance of bouncing if on a weekly time frame you close green. So close green this week. Stochastics would be pointed up as well, which is great, and the MACD would continue to bounce. I got nothing else for you guys. By the way, what I was trying to say, I got distracted with the idea of bouncing here. The weekly time frame looks awesome. It looks awesome. So I'm really not worried about the price action at all. I think you're just consolidating. You're really just finding support right now on a closing basis here, finding support at prior resistance, and you're getting ready to rip. Just validate that. Get a green week. Continue to close above $2.85.5. close above $3.05 today, tomorrow, the next day, whatever. Just keep doing that. Get some bullish momentum going, and things should be rather exciting. Lowest price that I expect us to go to from here at the moment is $2.92. Maybe just below there, but right there. That's what I'm thinking. Hit the like button. Thank you all. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.